What is color? Color is Color is the visual perception of a thing. You need light to see color. Color perception is related to an object's light absorption, reflection, emission, and interference.
Have you ever wondered how some artists are able to find perfect colour combinations that just seem to work every time? It's not just art, it's science, and we call it colour theory. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the colour wheel and some basic formulas known as colour harmonies to choose colour combinations that are appealing, cohesive, and just look good. Using colour harmonies, you can evoke certain emotions, create a mood, or add context to your images. When you don't use colour harmony, your art can appear bland and boring, or so chaotic that your brain can't process it properly. So let's start at the beginning. You may remember back at school where you learned about primary, secondary, and tertiary colours. We are taught that the primary colours are red, blue, and yellow. When mixed together, these make the secondary colours, green, orange, and purple. Take it a step further and you'll get the tertiary colours, yellow, green, red, orange, and so on. These make up the traditional colour wheel that was created by Sir Isaac Newton and helps us to understand how different colours work together. The traditional colour wheel is no longer the only colour wheel that exists. There are other colour wheels and methods that are used by artists and designers to create a bigger range of colours when mixed together. These colour wheels are important and we'll talk about them in a future video, but when it comes to choosing colour combinations, the traditional colour wheel is still our best resource for understanding colour harmony and how colours work together to create beautiful art. Qualities of each colour on our wheel. The first is hue. This is simply the colour position around the wheel and the brightest, purest version of each colour. Our wheel uses 12 main colours, but we can also work with all of the hues in between. Second, we have saturation. This can also be known as intensity or chroma. This tells us how vibrant a colour is. A desaturated colour is greyed out and dull, while a saturated colour is vibrant and strong. Then we have value. This tells us how dark or light a colour is. We can create shades of our colour by adding black, or tints of our colour by adding white. We can also add tone by adding grey. And finally, we have temperature. The colour wheel can be split into two main groups, warm colours and cool colours. But individual colours can also change in temperature as we move around our wheel. A warm red includes more yellow, and a cool red includes more blue. When we combine hue, saturation, value, and temperature, we find ourselves with a myriad of variations of each of our 12 main colours. So how do we use all these colours together? We can use our 12 basic hues on the colour wheel, along with some easy to follow formulas to create an endless collection of colour combinations that look balanced, appealing, and just work. These formulas are known as colour harmonies. The first and easiest is a monochromatic colour harmony. This takes just one base colour or hue from our wheel and uses different shades, tones, or tints to create a group of colours. It's one of the easiest colour harmonies to create and looks simple, cohesive, and organised. Next, we have a complementary colour scheme. This takes two colours from opposite sides of the colour wheel, such as red and green, or blue and orange. This type of colour scheme is great for creating strong contrast in your image. A split complementary colour scheme is similar to a complementary colour scheme, except one of the colours is split into two nearby colours. This keeps the high contrast of the complementary colour scheme, but also adds more variety. A triadic colour scheme uses three colours that are evenly spaced around the colour wheel like a triangle. These colour combinations are often bold and vibrant. Tetradic colours are four colours in a rectangle shape, made up of two sets of complementary colours together as one palette. These palettes work best when you focus on one main colour and use the other colours as contrasting accents. An analogous colour scheme uses 2 to 4 colours that are next to each other on the colour wheel. This is one of the simplest and most appealing colour harmonies and works best if you choose one dominant colour and use the other colours as accents. These different colour harmonies are a great guide to create colours that work well together. You can create more variety by changing the shades, tones, and tints within each colour palette, giving you endless ways to mix and match colours that look great. This can all be a bit overwhelming, but don't worry. After you've started applying these methods, you'll start to pick up an intuition and confidence for which colours work well together and which colours don't. Here are some general tips to help you. First, pick one dominant colour. Whichever colour harmony you choose, using one dominant colour will create a sense of balance in your design. You can choose one main colour and use the rules of colour harmonies to find other colours that work as accents or smaller details in your design. Next, use just a few colours. Simple is best. Adding too many colours in your design can quickly become overwhelming or chaotic to your viewers. Choosing just a few colours and applying these colour rules can create art that is bold, simple, and yet still interesting. Finally, you can use colour palettes for inspiration. Learning the rules of colour theory can help you know what works well together, but it doesn't mean you have to start from scratch every time. You can find colour palettes like those I've included in the colour catalogue that are inspired by nature or existing designs and naturally incorporate colours that look good together. Choosing good colour combinations doesn't